Hey guys, and welcome to Riverhaven Collects. I want to say a quick thank you to everybody who watched the last video and to everyone who liked and left a comment and subscribed. We actually got a whole heap of new subscribers from that. We are at 602 now as the filming of this, so big thank you to everybody who has hit the subscribe button. If you are new here though and you haven't watched that previous video, I do recommend it. I picked up 12 spawn figures, well, 12 figures, 2 of them aren't spawned, but if you want to watch that previous video, that is what we're going to be checking out for the next few videos. However, if you have watched that one, maybe you want to check out my collection video. I have a video, it's kind of getting a little outdated, but it's got all my spawn figures that I have collected so far. And of course, each figure that is in that video, I have a separate video unboxing it and reviewing it. For the most part, there's only about 2 or 3 that I actually didn't buy in box and haven't reviewed. But anyway, that all aside, today we are looking at the Interlink series. I asked you guys what you wanted to look at first, and the consensus was we want to look at the Interlink series. So first up we have HD1. So there are 6 figures in this series and they all link together to form a big 16-inch figure, which is really, really cool. I feel like a lot of people passed on this line, but I'm really glad to finally have the figures, and just looking at them, they are really unique and just absolutely full of detail. It's incredible. I'm really looking forward to getting this out of its box. I managed to pick this figure up for just $18, so I'll put it up on screen like what the equivalent is in US dollars. But yeah, quite the steal to get brand new figure, and it's really pristine as well. So this was released in March 2001, so yeah, quite old now, but man, the detail I can just see is going to be absolutely incredible on this figure. So this one that we're going to be unboxing right now is the head. It'll form the head of the big figure that it combines to. So anyway, without further ado, let's check out this figure.
Alright guys, here we've got the figure, and as I said, I did not pay $50 for it, but I didn't realize he had like the trans grey like plastic. That's really cool. You'll see what I mean when we get him out of the box, but as you can see, connects to form a giant robot, which is pretty cool. And not only does the figure have a ton of detail, but the box does as well. So we got all these gears and cords and things, and I must say, this is probably the most detail I've seen on a box, and I really like it. It looks like HD Geiger type thing. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but as you can see, we've got Interlink 6 here and HD1. So he is the first in the series. So yeah, just a really, really cool figure. Alright, to the back. So this is obviously what they're going to look like all together. And we've got Mr. HD1 up here. And then we've got so on. So yeah, this is going to be the order that we unbox them as well, in their number. And yeah, I'm quite excited to get this figure together because man, look at the size of that thing. But anyway, we have some unrelated advertising down here. Spawn is like stretched out to the max. We've got Akira. I would love to get those figures, but they are way too expensive. And then we've got the Samurai Spawn series. So I'll leave a link up above to this series because I've actually unboxed all of them as well as the extra weapons. And then the classic Spawn line, we've also unboxed a few figures from this one as well. I think we've unboxed 4 in that series, but I'll leave a playlist up above again of that series if you want to check it out. But that is pretty much the whole box, nothing on the sides. And then we'll check the bottom. Okay, we got some advertising, so that'll be cool to look at, but that is pretty much it. Alright, so we have number 1 on the back here, with like a purple in the back. Pretty cool. Looks like a computer board or something. But onto the figure. So as you can see, he looks really, really good. Really good. I'm really impressed by how much detail and everything is on this figure. But anyway, let's check out the advertising first. See what this is about. So it's been quite a while since we've got one of these, but looks like it actually just shows how to connect the figures all together and get them ready for the Interlink giant robot. So actually not any advertising on it, which is a little bit disappointing, but yeah, would have been nice to actually get some. Alright, zip ties aside, we finally have him out of the box. So as you can see, he's got like that translucent plastic, which I don't think we've seen on a Spawn figure before. I could be wrong, but if I can focus the camera here, you can see that his face is really detailed. We're going to move on to the other things in the box. So we've got these massive poles, and I thought these must be connected to like the giant, but they are actually for this figure, which is crazy. I don't know why McFarlane did that, but so they actually connect to these pieces, and as you can see, lots of detail on these as well. Like, the amount of detail on this figure is absolutely incredible. I cannot believe it. So we also have this. Now this isn't connected to this figure. This is the pole that I believe that holds up the big figure. So we'll get to see that eventually. We've got quite a few videos before we get there though. But yeah, that's that. Looks pretty nice, I guess. But on to putting these together. So I don't know if this is going to come up because everything on this figure is super dark, but there's actually some teeth there that quite easily actually slip into this. So I'm not sure how easily they would slip apart because it's quite tense, but yeah, I was really impressed by this. They are not going to fall off. So yeah, they just snap in like that, and that is them. So they are massive though. They're absolutely massive. But we'll put the second one together as well. But yeah, just really impressed by how they snap together like that. I haven't seen McFarlane do like little teeth like that just snap together, but very cool and very solid. So there's actually holes in the translucent bit. Now I actually wish they had done something a bit harder that's going to hold these in, because as you can see, it's quite soft plastic and I don't think it's going to hold them too well. But it seems to be holding them just fine, but I wish they had done something a bit better. As you can see, it's like a bit of a struggle to get them in because of that being a soft plastic. But I think overall they're pretty secure in there. I don't think they will come out, but yeah. You let me know if you have this figure and if you've had any problems with it. One problem is that, yeah, the sides don't want to connect together, but yeah. So that is what he looks like with those together, and you can see that it is huge. Like, yeah, like when they said that the robot is going to be 18 inches tall, I think, 6 inches are just here with the poles. But anyway, let's look at the articulation. So onto the articulation, and you might see this break right here. So don't know if you can see it, but that wrist actually broke. There we go. So yeah, I barely touched that, and yeah, it's just broken right off of that joint, and the other side is trying to do the same thing. So I know you guys told me to be very careful with these figures, and I think I was being careful, but yeah, it could just be due to, it being in the box for so long, or it could have been, broken through all of that time that it's been in the box. I don't know, but yeah, I will say these joints are really rigid, really brittle, so if you pick this up, I do recommend not messing around with it all that much. But something cool on the back here is we actually have like piston type legs, and they actually work, which is really cool. And then we've got like rocket boosters on the feet, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it doesn't stand up too well because of that, but yeah, it's still really cool. So that's basically all the articulation. I'll leave you guys with the showcase and be back with my final thoughts.
Alright guys, that has been our look at the first in the Interlink series, HD1. So let me know what you think of him down in the comments. I'm actually quite impressed by this figure, but I'm going to have to watch my eyes here because of how tall this thing is. Yeah, you know, McFarlane sometimes often pushes like something new, something different, and something really unique, and that's what he's done with these figures. I'm not sure if it works all that well. I'm not sure why he did these big things. I think maybe once we get it all together, it'll look really cool. But for now, I kind of wish these were left off or something, or if we just had these, because yeah, it's just too big. The other downside to this is obviously that hand, the wrist joint, has broken. Not much I can do about that except glue it back on, but as you guys saw, I barely touched it and it broke. But yeah, I mean, you guys did tell me to be careful with it. I think I was being careful with it, but yeah, it has broken. And you know, this figure is from 2001, so it's quite old. So these things do happen, but yeah, obviously it would have been nice to have had that not happen, obviously. But yeah, overall, a really, really cool figure. I really like the trans grey pieces we have here on the chest and the feet. Really, really cool. I don't think I've seen McFarlane do that with like translucent pieces. Really cool. And just the details on the arms and just everything is packed full of detail. I will say it is a bit dark, so like you don't really get to see everything, but close up under a light, you know, you can see a lot of detail, and it is really, really cool. Like, this is probably one of the most detailed figures I reckon that I've unboxed. And yeah, he's really cool. Probably could have bulked him up a bit, so like he's not so skinny. Obviously he wants to fall over a lot, which sucks, but it's just what can you do. I think the colours, while they are dark, they all do really work well together. We've got blue on the legs, white on the shoulders and the arm, and then we've got like this bronze on some of the other pieces, and that works really, really well. Overall, I'm really impressed by this one. I can't wait to unbox the rest of them, so make sure you subscribe to see that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.